Hey guys, hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So I guess you have watched the previous video where we have discussed about the major changes which have been made in the GATE 2021, right? There have been few major changes actually which have been made, and one of them was introduction of that MSQ type of question, okay? But in this particular video I'll be talking about the change in syllabus, because that is also one of the things which have been actually mentioned in the GATE brochure, that the syllabus has been revised. So I'll be talking about both the syllabus, like the previous one which was already there and the new one. Okay, so we'll be analyzing both of them as such, and we'll be seeing that what are the new topics which have been introduced, or actually is there any a new topic which has been introduced or not. Okay, or is it just a gimmick that the syllabus has been changed or it has been revised. Okay, so I'll be letting you know all these things, because see, most of the things have been already like it has been mentioned, it has been made clear by the GATE. They have actually given in a different color that which are the new topics, but are those actually new topic or not? That is what we are going to analyze in this particular video. Okay, so watch this video completely. In the next few clip I'll be explaining you that what are the things which are actually included, what are the things which you have to focus more on, and what are the consequences of this. Okay, that is one of the important thing which is going to be what we are going to discuss, is what is going to be the consequence with this revised syllabus. Okay, why they have revised actually, or why they have included, or why they have announced that they are going to have some more topics in the syllabus. Okay, so what are the consequences of that? That is the main important thing of this particular video. Okay, so I'll be discussing about all these things. So let's see the previous syllabus and the new one. Let's do a kind of face off, just see that what has been introduced and what has been excluded. Okay, so let's try to see that. Alright, so this is from where we will start. We will start from physical chemistry basically, and if you can see, this is GATE 2021 revised syllabus, and this is the old syllabus over here, right? Now it is been said that all these blue color topics are the new one which have been introduced actually, and the red ones are the like they are the full form of all these things which were earlier mentioned in the abbreviation form. Okay, so their full name has been mentioned like that. Okay, so the first thing you can see that the postulate of quantum mechanics is same for them. Then they have introduced this operator which was not earlier. So basically this operator is something which we study. Okay, we don't exclude that, but yet it comes under the same topic, that is it comes under quantum mechanics itself. Alright, talking about that, then you have time independent and dependent Schrodinger equation which is already there. Born interpretation is there. Dirac and bracket notation, this is something which is new, okay, which generally students in especially in India, in most of the institutes, if you are doing it from, if you are doing your masters from normal university or somewhere, they generally don't teach this bra and ket notation, okay, Dirac notation of that, which is actually very important, which makes quantum mechanics much simpler to solve, or much simpler to, much handy to actually express the derivation and all, which is not being taught properly in basically in many universities of India. Okay, now this is something which actually is needed to be understood. Okay, so I'll try to make videos on this. Yeah, one more thing which I just wanted to say before going further, that now I'll be making videos on quantum mechanics, so you'll be getting a lot of videos on quantum mechanics, especially all the topics which have been mentioned from quantum mechanics in this particular syllabus. This is quite similar to the CSIR net syllabus, so you'll be finding all these topics up in the upcoming videos of mine. All right, then the next thing is particle in a box, which was already there. Okay, then you have this particle in a box. Now they have mentioned that what actually will be asked. So infinite box, finite square wells. Then the concept of tunneling is there, particle in 1D, 2D and 3D box. So this is something which you already study always. Okay, so when you study particle in a box, you study all these things. So there is nothing new actually which is being introduced apart from this Dirac bracket notation. This is something which is new, and after that you have to also study the application part of it, that is the application part of this particle in a box. Okay, then you have harmonic oscillator, which is as usual. Then the new thing which is about it is harmonic and anharmonic potential, Hermite polynomials, rotational motions. Okay, so Hermite polynomial is something new which you have to cover now. Okay, this is a new topic. Rotational motion, angular momentum operator. So these will come under the operator concept itself, and this you already have studied. Okay, so these are something which are common, which are new. I'm just making it in a square bracket. Okay, I'm just putting them inside these brackets. Okay, just to make sure that you understand that what are the new things. Then the rigid orbital hydrogen and hydrogen like atoms, so these all things we already study. Atomic orbitals, radial distribution function is something which generally people skip from this topic, but now that has been mentioned. Okay, multi-electron atom is there, approximation methods are there, electron spin, Pauli exclusion principle, Slater's determinant, approximation methods like variation method and Slater secular determinant. Okay, earlier they have not mentioned it in so much detail that what actually comes from your approximation method, but now they have made it very clear that which are those topics actually from your approximation method. Okay, so but yeah, I guess everybody of you, if you study approximation method, you study all these things, variation, perturbation and all. Okay, then you have atomic units, molecular structure and chemical bonding. Born-Oppenheimer approximation, this is something which people generally skip, but now they have mentioned it in the syllabus, so you have to study that. Okay, then you have valence bond theory. In that you have to study linear combination of molecular orbitals. Then you have H2 plus H2 type of atom. So this is all which you have already which you already know. Okay, then your Huckel molecular orbital theory is there. Okay, that we have already been that was already been there in the syllabus. So from the old syllabus we have these much things. The few new things which you have to focus on is actually your Dirac notation. Then you have Hermite polynomial, radial distribution function, application of your particle in a box, Born-Oppenheimer approximation. Okay, so these are certain things which now you have to focus more on. That means now your quantum mechanics actually is not going to be that simpler. Okay, so quantum chemistry is now going to be asked from more detailed way, and it's going to be more religiously asked. Okay, what about these topics like you have point groups and other things? So they have mentioned it separately now. Okay, so they have separately mentioned these topics. So these are all from the new syllabus. Okay, these are all, everything is here from the new syllabus. Okay, from the new syllabus only. But from the old one, if you see, so basically they have just separately mentioned these things like group theory. Now they have mentioned, earlier they have not mentioned group theory anywhere like that. They have just mentioned point groups and all. But yeah, group theory is something which has been introduced, and symmetry elements, point group is what we will study. Apart from that, you have to study internal coordinates and vibrational modes. Okay, so how does your vibrational modes changes and all, symmetry adapted linear combination of atomic orbital, so LCAO molecular orbital theory according to the group theory. Okay, construction of hybrid orbital using symmetry aspect. So these are quite a few things, like where you have to find out the hybrid orbitals, like the wave function of a hybrid orbital having phi s1 phi s2 px, like that. Okay, so I'll be discussing all these things in the videos. Okay, so don't worry, you'll be getting videos on that. Most of the topics has been already covered on my channel. Okay, so from the previous one, if you see, so from the previous topic, if I tell you that which were actually covered, so here you can see that this postulate of quantum mechanics has been done. Then you have time dependent and independent equation has been done. The rest of the things like particle in a box, how to find out Huckel molecular orbital theory. So all these basic and the important things have been already done on the channel. Few new things which are there, that will be included in the upcoming videos. Okay, after that you have this spectroscopy. All right, over here you have atomic spectroscopy, Russell Saunders coupling is there, term, symbol and spectral details. So these were not earlier mentioned as such, but now they have explained this, that now you have to focus on these things as well, like term, symbols and all. Okay, selection rules and all these things we already study, like rotational, vibrational and Raman spectroscopy. These all comes under your molecular spectroscopy, which you study for your CSIR net, right? So that topic has been here. Line broadening, how does a particular peak get broadens and all, so these concept is also included. And the gyromagnetic ratio, this thing I guess everybody of you study that, based upon the delta E formula. Okay, based upon the gyromagnetic ratio, how does it the energy changes if the gyromagnetic ratio changes for carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen. Okay, so this is basically from the physical portion of your NMR spectroscopy. Okay, physical NMR spectroscopy, so it has been asked from that. So as such that you cannot say that there is something which has been introduced newly over here. It's already has been mentioned, just the new things has been mentioned, like they have just enhanced it just to show you, or they have more specified these things, that now you have to focus these topics as well, although you have been studying those topics. Okay, but now they have just mentioned that. That is the only difference which I can see now. Okay, apart from that, if you go for the revised part of your equilibrium, okay, so in the equilibrium part, if you see, so you have laws of thermodynamics, and most of the things are like that, only thermodynamics basically. So I have completed a series on thermodynamics on the channel, you can check that out. You can go in the playlist and just check that out. For the thermodynamics, Gibbs Duhem equation is also done over there. So most of the things are over here. From that, the few new things which have been mentioned is ideal and non-ideal solutions, Raoult's law, Henry's law. So I guess all of you study that whenever you study solutions. So Raoult's law, Henry's law, these things have been already introduced, or these things are already like included while studying that. Okay, so there is nothing new as such. Next, Nernst equation, obviously everybody studies that, so it's not new, it's just included over here, just specified over here. Okay, relationship between electrode potential and the thermodynamic quantities, obviously everybody studies that. Grand canonical ensemble is the new thing which is shown over here, or it has been mentioned, but that is something which everybody studies, so it's nothing new as such from the equilibrium part. So the topics which is there in the equilibrium part is your solutions, okay, thermodynamics, then your statistical thermodynamics, okay, statistical thermodynamics. These are the topics which were and also your phase equilibrium. Okay, so these are the topics which are there in this system, like in this particular equilibrium topic. These topics are actually mentioned, okay, the topics from these major topics. All right, going for the next one, where you have kinetics. So in kinetics, the new topics is there, that they says that topics have been rearranged. Okay, some of the topics have been rearranged over here. Like you have concept of saddle point. Okay, so what are those saddle point? Although everybody studies that, but yet I'll mention that, I'll make a video on that. Okay, saddle point is something which I guess it is only in the books. You will not find a video especially on this particular topic, but yeah, I'll try to make that soon. Okay, catalysis concept, so this thing everybody studies in the enzyme catalysis. Then your kinetic isotope effect, that also everybody studies there. Diffusion controlled reaction, that also is there in the kinetics. Okay, so there is nothing new as such, just this concept of saddle point is something which you have to cover. Okay, so this is something which I can say that it's a kind of new thing. Surface and interfaces, over here you can say that everything is same, only just they have mentioned that what is this BET theorem. Earlier they have just mentioned like BET theorem in the old syllabus, they have just named it completely, that it is Bronner Emmett Teller isotherm. Okay, so there is nothing new in this part. Talking about your inorganic chemistry, so as they have said that in the main group element, they have mentioned this, that phosphorus and sulfur compounds. Okay, so the allotropes of carbon, phosphorus and sulfur now is also included. So this is not nothing, like this is again I would say it's not new, it's just included over here. Okay, it's just mentioned. Industrial synthesis of compound of main group element, everybody studies that whenever you will study main group element. This is something which you don't miss out actually, so that's same thing only. Chemistry of noble gases, pseudo halides, so these are all old thing. Acid base concept and principle, so basically Lewis acid, Bronsted acid, HSAB principle and acid base catalysis. Now they have just mentioned it that not only acid base concept, these things are also you have to include while covering this acid base concept. Okay, so this is something I would say that it's not new, but it's actually more like the syllabus has been more explained syllabus. Okay, you can say that. So it's an explained syllabus, so that nobody misses out anything while preparation. Okay, going for the next, that is for the transition metal. So in that you have this Tanabe-Sugano diagram which is included. So just not Orgel diagram, you also have to study Tanabe-Sugano. Although people study that, but yet if you were excluding this, you have to include that for now. Okay, nephloxetic effect, if you will study Tanabe-Sugano, obviously you have to study nephloxetic effect and also the Raka parameter. Okay, so these are the things which they say. Ray-Dutt and Baylor twist, so this is something which is new, which people don't generally study, they just ignore this or they just exclude this from the topic, but this is something which has been mentioned now, so you have to study that. Metal multiple bonds and all, so that we don't have to mention, you all know that you have to study that. In lanthanides and actinides, there is nothing being added new. Okay, in the organometallic part, you can see there is nothing new added. In the radioactive part, they have added this detection of the radioactivity, which I guess is not a new thing. It's only like it's just mentioned over it. That's it. So everything is same, okay, because there is no new thing which has been added. You can check that out. Okay, talking about the next, that is solids and the instrumental methods of analysis. So there is nothing new in the solid, but in the instrumental method they have now included fluorescence, FTIR. They have also included atomic absorption spectroscopy, a Mossbauer spectroscopy of iron and tin. They have mentioned this, okay, and X-ray crystallography. So these things have been included, which were earlier not there in the instrumentation method. So if you are preparing instrumentation method, or if you are studying this particular concept, you should also include these topics. Although I know that nobody excludes this, wherever somebody prepares they always include these topics, okay. So then that's why I'm not taking this in a case of newly added topics. These are something which everybody prepares, okay. From the organic chemistry part, there are topics like chirality and the symmetry. Earlier they were just chirality, now they have also included the symmetry. Optical isomerism is something which they have mentioned now, although this is but obvious. And they have also brought this topic, that is atropisomerism, okay. So this particular thing is, I guess, you should cover, okay, from the organic part if you were excluding this. Apart from this, in the reaction mechanism part, they have just mentioned few more topics over here, like kinetics of the reaction. They have also mentioned this linear and free energy relationship, basically your Hammett and Taft equation. So they have just mentioned this, that you have to cover them, although I know if you are preparing for the reaction mechanism you might have already studied these topics, right? In the organic synthesis part, now they have given that what are the uses of, earlier they were just like magnesium, lithium, copper, boron and zinc. Now they have also included phosphorus, sulfur and tin complexes, or the reagents. Then the reactions, like the coupling reactions, Negishi coupling, Kumada coupling, Hiyama coupling. These coupling reactions which were earlier excluded, which were not there, they were just Heck, Suzuki, Still and Sonogashira. Now they have included these new coupling reactions, okay. So I know that if you were preparing coupling reaction, you might have already studied, you might not have excluded them, but yet if you were not, if you have excluded it, now you have to prepare them. Atom economy and green chemistry is something which has been included as a new topic, okay. This is something which is new. So green chemistry was not earlier, but now they have included that. Organocatalysis is nothing new. Carbon heteroatom is again nothing new. Cram's Prelog and Franken model is again something new, okay. So they have just mentioned Prelogs over here. Earlier it was Cram's and Franken model, but now they have also mentioned Prelog. So there is nothing new now over here as well. Talking about the pericyclic and photochemistry, so they have expressed that now you have to study Woodman-Hoffman rule, although this is but obvious, everybody studies that. They have also included, along with all these other reactions, they have also included Barton reaction. So earlier they have just said Barton reaction, now they have included Barton-McCombie reaction, okay. Norris type 1 and Norris type 2 reaction has been included, although these are but obvious things, okay. So nothing new in the organic part as such for now. In the biomolecules part, there is a new topic which you can say that lipids have been added along with steroids and all. Chemical structure and determination of peptides and protein has been added as a new one. Experimental technique has been revised properly, and you can see that optical rotation now, that is polarimetry, application of various chromatographic techniques like thin layer chromatography, column chromatography, HPLC and gas chromatography, which was not earlier mentioned as such. Now they have been included apart from NMR, IR, UV visible. So earlier we just used to study NMR, IR, UV visible and all, but now you also have to study thin layer chromatography, HPLC, column chromatography and all, okay. So this is something which is new, I would say. So I guess you guys understood that what has been included and what has been introduced actually. So the summary is what I can say, that there is nothing which is actually something very new in the syllabus, okay. I cannot say that there is something which is out of the box which have been introduced into the syllabus. The syllabus is as such only. There are just few more topics which have been focused on. They have highlighted those topics now, that okay fine, now you have to study these topics as well, okay. But to be very precise, that the most number of topics are added in the quantum mechanics portion of the syllabus, and a lot of new things has been highlighted over there. So what you can expect now, see, always in GATE you were having a quite difficult part from the physical chemistry. Physical chemistry was actually challenging compared to the other topics, right? Like inorganic and organic. Physical was a little challenging one. Now you can expect that there will be more detail or more intense question, more concept wise questions asked from the quantum mechanics portion as especially. And the physical chemistry now is going to be a little bit more detailed. Okay, they are going to ask questions from more detailed portion. You might have seen that in the previous few years that the questions from quantum chemistry were not that easy, if I would say from the from the gate point of view. Okay, like if you will see 3-4 years back, quantum chemistry questions were not that difficult. Okay, but in the recent years they have increased the bar of the level of question. Okay, so that's why they have revised the syllabus, just to tell you that don't exclude these topics, you have to include these topics as well. Few new things like your Dirac notation is there. Okay, that you have to study. Also the application part of your particle in a box, that is important to understand. Okay, so for that, now see that this becomes something very serious now. Okay, if you are preparing for gate and if you are religiously following gate exam, you have to read books. Okay, because if you will not read books, if you will exclude reading books, you cannot cover each and every topic. Okay, so you have to read books, that is going to be very important. Okay, apart from that, there are certain very straightforward topics which are needed to be explained in detail, so that I will try to make video. The upcoming videos on my channel will be on quantum mechanics, so I'll try to focus more on that. Also I'll be solving questions and I'll be giving some questions to you. That is going to be the next few like for the next few months. That is how we are going to do, because we have some students who are actually who have actually prepared well, and they are now just sitting there just waiting for the new questions to solve. Okay, so we'll be having question and answer sessions like that, solutions and question sessions. That is going to be happen just like Monday MCQs were there. Apart from that, new videos will be on your quantum mechanics. Okay, one more important thing, that the thermodynamics syllabus has been almost completed. I don't think there is something which is very important that has been missing from the series of the video. If there is something which you think that has to be also included in the series of the video, you can tell that doubt in the comment sections below. I'll try to include that. But I guess from my side, I have included all the important topics from thermodynamics. Okay, so you can watch that playlist, it's already there on the channel. Almost many of the topics which are there in the syllabus are actually covered, and you can just check it out on the channel. They are already uploaded on it. Many people have not like they don't know that these topics are actually covered on the channel. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, this is what about it. There are few topics which are there from spectroscopy and all, so I'll try to finish them as soon as possible. So that was about this particular video. The analysis of this syllabus is like, there is nothing to be worried about it. There is nothing like something new or something out of the box has been added that you have to be worried about, you have to study it from somewhere else. Everything is same. You just have to focus now. You just have to cover up the little things which you were excluding till now, which have been included. So you just have to cover those topics. Some new things which I would say is a Dirac notation, which I know that most of you are not aware about it. If you are not aware about it, let me know in the comment below. That will help me to find out that how many students are there who know actually about it, right? So yeah, that is something which we will be discussing. Okay, so do let me know in the comments that what you want from me regarding the gate exam preparation or regarding the upcoming CSIR net exam preparation. So I'll be happy to help you out in that. So that's all from my side for this particular video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that your preparation and everything is going well in your life, right? Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.